This video will describe how to fill out the operator and equipment login form. Let's first go to the form, depending on how you have your phone set up. Work apps, operator and equipment form. On my layout, it's the second button on the second line. This form is used for everything. The only time you use the service info form for when you service a location. So you use that form all the time. Everything else that you might use, you use this form. It branches out into several different areas, so we'll cover them all. To begin with, as always, in the top paragraph, the bottom line where it says here, not Bob at GoZero.org, that should say your name, whether it's Vaughn at GoZero.org, Kevin at GoZero.org, Joe Blow at GoZero.org. Your name should show up there. If not, you need to sign into Google properly so that your name is there. Which truck are you in? Today we're going to pretend we're in truck 8. Some of these things I have to fill out so that I can get it to turn to the next page. Your location, where are you when you're filling this form out? Are you at London? Are you at a gas station? Are you making a delivery? Whatever. So I'm just going to put some letters in there just because I need to put something in there. Mileage. If you are filling out the DVIR, which is the Driver Vehicle Inspection Report, or if you're buying fuel, you need to put in the mileage and the hours. If you're unloading, delivering, inventory, anything else, you don't need to put in the mileage and hours. DVIR and fuel, you do need to put in the mileage and hours. And then what are you going to log? And this is where it branches off. If you hit the DVIR button and then hit next, you go to the DVIR form. This is the driver vehicle inspection form. You fill this out at the beginning of every day and at the end of every day. You simply go through and mark down, are the lights and reflectors all okay? Any light bulbs burned out? Is the suspension okay? Steering, tires, wheels, rims, any tires going bad? Anything unusual about the steering? Brakes, are the brakes okay? Visibility, glass, the windshield, the side windows, the mirrors, everything okay? Nothing broken? Do the wipers work properly? Do the windshield washers work properly? Horn and backup siren, very simple. All trucks have both an air horn and a city horn. The city horn is like in a car, you push the center of the steering wheel. The air horn, usually pull a cord that's attached to the roof of the cab. And the backup siren, when you put it in reverse, it should go beep, 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 beep. That's couplings. The truck number 6 has couplings because it hauls a trailer. The Pete's don't have couplings, so you have to mark it because you have to mark everything one way or the other. But if you're driving one of the dump trucks, you don't have to worry about couplings. If you're driving T6, you do. Engine, transmission, and frame, self-explanatory. Tanks, lines, and electrical. Is the fuel tank not leaking? Is the hydraulic oil tank not leaking? Are the hoses that control the hydraulic fluid through the various valves and stuff, are they leaking? Cab, body, and auxiliary equipment. Do the doors work properly? Is there any dents in the door or in the body work? And then finally, tools, inventory, and supplies. All the trucks have engine oil, transmission oil, washer fluid, everything in the side box. If you're missing something, or if you use something and you need some more, mark it down so that I know you need some more so we can get you some more. If you marked any of these things, you mark them if they're good. So you would mark them like this if they're good. If they're no good, leave them open, and you have to fill out describe any defect or deficiency. So if something isn't right and you mark it as not right, meaning you do not put a check mark in the box, then you must write in what's wrong. If there's something wrong with the engine, tell us what's wrong with the engine in as simple terms as you can. If everything is fine and there are no problems, then you have to write in the word none in where it says describe any defect or deficiency. If there's something not working right, take a picture of it. The new DVIR form that's starting in September of 2020 will require that you take pictures of the truck at the beginning and the end. Every time you fill out DVIR, take 4 pictures of the truck, 1 of each side, just so we can prove that there's no dents, damages, nicks, broken things, whatever. And then finally, have you slept at least 5 of the last 10 hours? Don't come to work if you're tired. You can't risk you falling asleep. So did you sleep? Did you get a nap before you came to work? You fill that out, you hit submit, and that part is done. Let's look at one of the other forms. So we'll go back again. I put in a truck number and a fake location. I'm going to buy fuel. This time we're buying fuel. You hit next, and you go to the fuel page. Pretty self-explanatory. Price per gallon of diesel. How many gallons did you buy? How much money did it cost? Did you also buy DEF fluid, the diesel exhaust fluid? Yes or no? Take a picture of the receipt after you finish buying the item, buying the fuel. Take a picture of the receipt. Send a picture of the receipt. That's what we mean by pictures here. Take a picture of the receipt so we can see where you bought it, how much you paid for it, just to verify everything that you just said. And then if there's anything else you want to tell them, go ahead. You hit next. If you said, yes, I bought DEF, then you're going to get another page that looks just like this, except you're going to write down what was the price per gallon of the DEF, what was the total gallons of DEF you bought, and the total price for DEF. And then you hit submit again. So there's that's only if you buy DEF. You always will get the fuel page. You get the DEF page if you click yes, I'm getting DEF. Now let's go back and we go down and look at the unloading form. The unloading form you fill out every night when you're dumping in London. Well, actually, wherever you end up dumping. The first thing on the unloading form, where did you dump? We used to dump at the prison in Lima. On a very, very rare occasion, we still do, so it's on the form. DeAndre Farms is David's family farm up in Wauseon, outside of Toledo. We dump there occasionally. 90% of the time we dump at London Correctional. If we add any more locations that we dump on a regular basis, we'll add them in here. And you just click on the one where are you dumping? You always go through the scale. What was your full weight? When you came in, what did you weigh? And, just read the numbers of the scale. Your empty weight. After you've dumped, after you've put water in the truck, you go back across the scale. And that's your empty weight. What is your empty weight? So you scale twice. When you come in full, when you go out empty with water. Full weight, empty weight. Where did the material come from? And it's simply, the county that it came from. And we list some city names to give you an idea of which county, if you don't know your counties too well. You really only have to mark one county, the major county that you did. Perhaps you're doing a Columbus route. You would just hit Franklin County. There are a few stops in the Columbus route that are actually in Licking County or maybe Delaware County. We don't have to be that precise. We just have to be the general area that you picked up in, which is Franklin County, Columbus, or Cincinnati, or whatever. Material type. What we do in our trucks, it's always post-consumer food waste, the first one. Pre-consumer food waste and green waste and stuff, those are specialty items. You might do one on a very, very rare occasion, but if you're running a route and a regular route every night, it's post-consumer food waste. Simple. Contamination level. This is similar to the contamination level that you rate on the service info form. This is for the overall load. Overall, everything that you picked up, what was the contamination? Was it a 10, meaning no contamination at all? Was it a 9, meaning a tiny bit? An 8, a 7, a 6? Just rate what the contamination of the overall load was. And then very important, route or facility of origin. In other words, every route has a route number, so you write in route 2 and the date that you did it. Or maybe route 8 and the date that you did it. Or perhaps you went and picked up something special like at an Oktoberfest, and you would write in Columbus Oktoberfest as the origin of the material. Generally, you write in the route number and the date. If you don't dump and you have 2 or 3 loads in the truck for 2 or 3 different routes, list all routes. If you have 3 routes in the truck, list all 3 routes and the days that those routes were collected. That's important for the back office people to be able to match weights and everything for billing. So make sure that you mark down the route and the date that you did it on. Pictures. When you unload, at the end, take 4 pictures of the pile of stuff after you've sorted it, after you've gone through it looking for contamination. Take 4 pictures, 1 of each side, and attach those pictures. You notice there's a little star next to the word pictures. That's a mandatory field. You must mark down pictures. Going back to the next one. Come on, go back. Get this form to... It doesn't want to go back. Okay, there we finally got it to go back. Okay. If you deliver carts, if you deliver buckets, if you deliver lids, anything that you make a delivery, or if you pick up and bring back, you must fill out the next one. Assets, inventory, materials. 3 words meaning the same thing. Inventory items. If you take stuff out of London or if you put stuff back into London, you must let me know. And this is how you do it. Again, very simple questions. What and how many are you moving? Your answer would be 3 carts, 4 carts, 20 buckets, What are you delivering or what are you picking up? From where are you moving it? Where did you get it from? From London? From David's house? To where are you moving it? Where are you putting it? New location. So you might say, from where are you moving it? The question before, London. Where are you moving it to? Olive Tree Restaurant, new customer, or whatever. Also, if you're picking up something, then you would mark down where are you moving it from, the place you're picking it up. Where are you moving it to? You'd be taking it back to London. So whether you're picking up or delivering, you use this form. Why are you moving it? Generally, it's either a new customer or it's the end of service cancellation. But there might be other reasons. Put in why you are moving it. If you pick it up and you deliver it somewhere, take a picture of the carts where you delivered them, where they're sitting, or the buckets, wherever you left them. Take a picture and include it. So if somebody says, you never brought us carts, we can say, yes, we did. Here's a picture of them sitting in your parking lot. And again, there's an option, any additional information that you might want to add in there. Next option, idea, expenses, other. And again, this is all a fancy word for expenses. This is all we really use it for. If you buy something on the company credit card other than fuel, because if you buy fuel or DEF, you put it on the fuel page. But if, say you stop and you buy a gallon of windshield wiper fluid at Walmart, or you buy a new something, you buy some chain lube at AutoZone, this is where you mark that down. Generally, there's a lot of choices here in the type. Generally, routine maintenance expense covers everything that you would buy in the field. Routine maintenance expense. Price, how much did you spend? What was the total bill? And what did you buy? Please describe. What did you buy? Bought a can of chain lube. Bought 2 gallons of windshield washer fluid at Walmart. Again, take a picture of the receipt that shows what you bought, where you bought it, what you paid. Take a picture of the receipt and include the picture of the receipt where it says picture here. Once again, any additional information that you might want to tell the back office people so they know what you're talking about here. And finally, the last thing this form is used for, and I've driven on for a long time, I know, is compost delivery. We sometimes deliver compost in bags. Sometimes we use T6 and take a pallet of something somewhere. Sometimes we fill the back of a dump truck with 4 cubic yards or 10 cubic yards or whatever of compost. If you make a compost delivery, that's the bottom one. What are you delivering? Regular compost, the garden blend compost. There's 2 different kinds of compost. If you're doing bags, you'll know when you deliver which one you have. The Andre Farm bags, those are little tiny bags that David has available. Or bulk compost, which is where you just put the raw compost material in the back of the truck. How much? So you say, I'm delivering bulk compost, and then quantity 4 cubic yards. Or Andre Farms bags, 15 bags. So those two, the top 2 go together. What are you delivering and how much of it? Where are you taking it from? London inventory, David's house. We buy compost occasionally from PayGrow. So where did you get the compost from? Where are you taking it? The customer name, the customer address. Very rarely, but sometimes you'll collect from the customer. They'll pay you for the compost. You mark down how much they paid you. And again, additional notes. And again, pictures. If you dump a pile of compost in a person's driveway for them to put in their flower beds, take a picture of the pile of compost. If you deliver 15 bags of compost and you've got them stacked up in front of the garage, take a picture of the 15 bags so that we can prove that we delivered and how many we delivered, and upload the picture. Those are the various things you use the operating equipment logging form for. Everything that you do except the day-to-day service visits at locations. You do your pre-trip DVIR on this form. You buy fuel and mark it down on this form. You dump the truck at night and mark it down on this form. If you deliver carts or you pick up carts or buckets or whatever, you do inventory on this form. If you buy anything else, wiper blades, washer fluid, chain lube, any small item, always get permission before you buy it. Just don't go out and buy the stuff. But once you get permission, you mark down those expenses. Or if you're delivering compost, this form is used for everything except the day-to-day business.